Now, is it true that you actually have to disconnect this splash guard in the wheel well and also disconnect the front bumper, drop it a little bit, just for you to have access to change this bulb? Yes, unfortunately on this Jeep, it's true. You do have to do all those things. Why? I really don't know, because I can literally reach in through the top and it feels like I can touch the top of this casing, but you can't change the bulb from up there like every other vehicle. Now, if you've been keeping up with the channel, you know this Jeep gives me plenty of content. It's always in the garage, and it shouldn't be in the garage just to change a bulb, but that's the case with the Jeep. You, in fact, do have to disconnect this splash guard and the front bumper just to access the plug. Now, the plug, you probably can't see it from the camera, but it's literally right there. But I do have to drop this down. So my fingers, I'm going to stick my thumb right up through here. All right. So I'm touching the plug right now, but you can't access it. It's completely encased. So you do have to do these, and I'm going to walk you through every step of that process. Let's get started. Okay, the bulb that's out on this vehicle is on the front passenger side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the front wheels all the way to the left. If you wanted even more space, you could just remove the front passenger tire to do your work. Then I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver and my body clip puller to remove the innermost wheel well body clip. And this is the one that's holding on the splash guard. Then I'm going to use a 7mm socket to remove the 3 screws in the forwardmost part of the front passenger side wheel well. Now this view you see here is from underneath where the wheel well splash guard meets the front fender. And I'm going to use that flathead screwdriver and maybe even the body clip puller to remove these 2 body clips. Now, if you look closely, the front wheel well splash guard has a fault line in it right here. And that allows you to actually bend this back without removing the whole thing. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to pull out the forward portion of the wheel well splash guard. And once you get that kind of pulled out of place, you can fold it back to where that it's laying on top of the tire. Obviously, if you remove the tire, you can just tie off the top of the splash guard where it's out of your way so you can continue working. Now I'm going to sneak this camera past the tire and look up, and this is underneath the light casing from the ground. This is what that view would look like. And the turn signal light connection we're after is right there. And you can kind of see how this is completely blocked in, right? And this is why we have to drop the front bumper a little bit to give us access. Now to do this, there's 2 more body clips that we have to remove, and those are right here. And so now you're going to see me using a body clip puller again. And what I'm going to go after is the center plastic pin. I'm going to go after that first. And once you get that center pin removed, or at least backed off a good bit, you can then remove the main pin. And that center pin, what it does is it flares out some tabs on the back of that main pin. That's kind of how this works. And okay, I just noticed this. There's 1 more screw that we have to remove. And it looks like this one is the last connection point of this front bumper. It's the same as those in the wheel well. It's going to be a 7mm. Now that we have that one removed, I'm going to go after the last plastic pin. And after we get this pin out of the way, we should be able to drop the front bumper enough to do the job. Pull down the front bumper just a couple of inches, and you should be able to access the plug connector at this point. And once you're able to get your hand on that plug connector, it's a 90-degree turn to the left, and you'll feel it disengage, and you should be able to back this out. Now, something I did learn from doing this job is it would have been easier had I have actually disconnected the electrical connection from the plug first before trying to actually remove the plug and socket. And the reason for this is there is a rigid plastic sleeve, or at least on this vehicle, there's a rigid plastic sleeve that kind of prevents, I shouldn't say prevent, it makes it difficult for you to actually get this thing backed off. So if I had this to do over again, I would disconnect the electrical plug first before trying to remove the socket. So I do recommend doing that. Okay, this is what I'm replacing it with, 3757A. Yeah. See what I mean? So stupid. But I can be stubborn at times. Man, this is ignorant. All right, as you can see, we've got a good turn signal bulb now. It's working. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the turn signal, and literally putting everything back together is in reverse order. But that is how you change the front turn signal on a 2013 Jeep Patriot. Thanks for watching.